Make SPACs great again. Trump train. 2021. Digital World Acquisition Corporation. You've all seen the headlines. It's all in the news. A SPAC once again goes ballistic on an announcement. So, Trump making SPACs great again. So much so I broke out my hat, my SPAC man hat. What's going on here? Anyway, I just wanted to drop a video, talk a little bit about this one, this DWAC, which if you've been living under a rock and haven't heard about it, it is running even today, up another 145%. And this is on the common share. So, you know, common shares for SPACs typically start at $10. And you can see this one is up to $111. Never been a run like this before, especially just on announcement. You can see, let me move me a little bit. I'm going to actually record this one unedited, one take, one run. I'm actually on a tight timeline today. I'm traveling a little bit later in the afternoon here. You can see this is real time. It's going up. It's up to 115. But you see this, I've never seen a chart like that before. Insane. I personally, go ahead and fully disclose, I did get the message or the announcement and when the news broke the day before on it, but it was after hours and I didn't in the morning buy. So I've personally missed this one. I have caught wind of a couple of you all that became millionaires overnight on this one. So to that tip of the cap, salute to you, especially the warrants. The warrants went up like I would imagine they're up, 5,000% now or something, because this thing hit $144 right here. So I personally missed this one completely, although I did see and know, and I posted on my Discord that this could be the greatest meme stock ever of all time, and that certainly is the case. So all right, before we just jump into it, and I want to give some thoughts and opinions and some things that I think have potential to occur with this particular company, with this particular SPAC and this deal here. But before we do, I do want to just, I wanted to, off my last video, I got some real encouraging words from quite a few of you, and for that I want to thank each and every one of you, because I said part of why I hadn't been making videos is because of some of the negativity of the community. And so it isn't all doom and gloom. I've just been really busy, and I didn't want to come off like I was whining about the subscriber base or people in general. Like I said, just knowing that is part of the business in the industry to be on social media and have a platform like this. It's just part of it. But I got some really cool feedback from a couple of y'all, even when a couple of folks reached out in direct messages asking how it was, making sure everything was okay. Everything is absolutely, I'm in a pretty good place of zen, honestly. Sabbaticals are actually good. So for any of you content creators getting burned out, you can pull away sometimes and just take a moment and pull back and refresh, man. So it's good. I do also have another initiative. I got another YouTube channel that's covering sports cards, JMac sports cards. Very original, I know, but and I do, like I'm traveling this weekend to set up at a sports card show in Columbia, South Carolina. So if you're in the area, come check me out. You can meet me in person. It's I'll maybe drop the information for that down below. And also, like, one of the guy I grew up with, didn't even know he watched the channel. Went to school with them. He's from the hometown I'm from, a small town, Tarboro, North Carolina. Shout out T-Town. He reached out and was asking some questions and told me he's always watched all my videos and content. So that was just cool. Like I said, you just never know the sphere of influence that you have and the reach that you have, and you never know who's watching. So wrapping that all up in a bow, I just wanted to take a minute and just thank you all who have been positive and who have sent encouraging messages to me. So, all right, moving back along here to the Trump train. So this one, so Trump is, let's look at some of the headlines here. Meme stock of a lifetime. Yes, I called that before it ever even anyone else said it. Triples. This is just insane. So essentially, this is going to be like a social media platform or something to rival like Netflix or something like that. It's called to be non-woke entertainment, and there's already though been some attempts on hacking it, break, and making sure this thing never ever gets off the ground. And that's a big risk here with this one. So I want to talk about the risks that are involved, because there are a lot of potential rewards and a cult-like following, obviously, that follows former President Trump. And you know, there's like 350 million people in America, and I would say there's a good 35-40% that are cult-like in terms of following Trump. So you do the math on that, whatever that works out to. I would say 100 million plus people, 100 million or so people that are very, very influenced and hold many of the views of, you know, Trump and his party. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the middle of the road approach as I talk about this, because in most, I would say in a lot of scenarios, that's where I kind of fall. I fall on the right on some issues. I mean, I'm not making this political. I'm just telling you where I stand so that you understand that this is fairly unopinionated, non-biased. You know, I'm looking at this from trying to look at it so that I'm giving good color and understanding exactly, you know, the landscape of, you know, this platform that is trying to be taken off the ground by this company that's being brought public by Trump and this SPAC. But I stand on some issues on the left, some issues on the right, most issues in the middle. It's kind of where I am. So I'm sort of a centrist, a libertarian, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my mindset and philosophy. So I laugh at here's the problem though. So big tech, you got, you know, your Apples, your Amazons, your Googles of the world, these trillion-dollar corporations, mostly left-leaning in all of their agenda and in a lot of their what they censor. They say they're for free speech, but by and large they censor a lot of anything that's not left-driven or agenda-driven by the left-leaning media, right? So this is where and why there's such an enthusiasm around this particular company that Trump is proposing. He proposed it even, you know, during office, and said that there should be some platforms that are, you know, you're right leaning, I guess, or he would call it non-woke leaning media platforms, right? So, which honestly, you think about it, there really are none that are of any significant scale. And so what I have observed and learned is that, like, big tech now is essentially the new, what used to be the big media, the media that has now lost a lot of its steam and influence, and they no longer have the stage. Well, tech, Google, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, these guys now are now the new big media, and they are essentially the same thing wrapped in a new tech bow, right? As the old media, who is liberal and left-leaning, agenda-driven. You know what I mean? Even like, you know, ESPN being bought by Disney. Disney's the same. Disney's another one of the media giants that's left-leaning, liberal, etc. So all of the media content, even now with big tech, which you thought would be, you know, unbiased, anything goes, free speech, not the case at all. So if there could be a platform that could be, even I would say this probably would not be non-biased. This would be mostly right-wing, agenda-driven. If Trump got this thing off the ground, that's what it would become, right? But if it became a big, huge player, wouldn't it be nice to be able to maybe listen to a big media that had a more of a right-wing or right agenda-driven approach, and then you could get your other left-wing agenda-driven approach from all the other big media sources, and then you could come to the center and say, what is the balance between the two? You don't have that now. You really only get the left side. You don't get too much of the right side of the table anymore. People have lost that art, and but that's what you're seeing here with this. Problem is, these are $1 trillion companies, and they will be looking to squash and destroy this particular company before it ever gets off the ground. There's been hack attempts that already have come to the Trump platform here, and they're looking to take it down. And that's going to continue. This thing, it's going to be very hard to get talent to come over, to tech talent to come to this organization, because people will, I'm sure, will be fearful that it will ruin their careers. So there's a lot of things at play here, and so this running the way it is, when options open up, personally, I likely will probably open up some speculative short positions on this one if and when options open up, because there's no way I'm buying into it now. Wish I would have bought those warrants yesterday or whatever it was a couple of days ago. Man, so congrats, like I said, to those who became millionaires and who got on this thing before it ran. There's no way I'm touching it now, and I would advise against it, but I'm not a financial advisor and I don't know very much. I'm just continuing my quest and my journey of accumulating, researching, buying the companies that I believe in, know and believe in. And this one has all the potential in the world. I just think these $1 trillion companies are going to they're going to cripple it, you know what I mean? So it's going to be fun looking to run and ride the Trump train here for a while, but it's going to crash and burn, unfortunately, I believe. If I'm wrong, come back and comment and tell me how dumb and wrong I was and am. But options open up, buying some puts. That's where I'm at on this one, guys. Figured I would just chime in. Maybe some of you guys were thinking about or wanting to get my opinion on it. But as stated, congrats to those who won. And I would actually like for this platform to get off the ground. And like I said, so you got some balance on both sides, so you can actually get some opinions on both sides of the aisle and come to your own conclusion. I wish there were non-agenda driven platforms, but it's not how the world works, and that's not where we're at. So anyway, like I said, I'm not even going to edit this video. I'm going to put my intro on it and hit and just go ahead and upload it. So if you guys enjoy the content, do a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification. Also, links down in the description below to pick up some free shares, some free property shares from Pocket Properties. Got to follow up. I need to make a video on Pocket Properties. They are in some transitionary period. They had a switchover of CEO. Everything's still a go with that one, and you can sign up. Just get on the list. You'll get your free shares. 2 of them if you use my link. 1 if you use another link. So can't go wrong. There's no strings attached. But they've got some agenda changing that's going on. So, and also a couple, people have been signing up for Patreon. Appreciate the Patreons and the Discord, which is still strong. So if you want to join my Patreon, patreon.com/JMac Investing. And that's all I got till next time, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. Deuces.